Good morning. Hope you guys are doing well. I am sitting in my little, I guess it's family room, living room, whatever you want to call it, but also I just feel like it could be considered like my little current book nook area because I have my bookcase, and I am going to try to read as many pages for each day of last week's notification. I got this idea from another YouTuber who I like to watch her book videos. Her main thing is doing booktube, but I actually got the idea because I was I would love to be able to work on finishing some of these books. And I feel like I have been kind of in this weird, I only read at night. So I'm gonna try to do this as a way to try to help me read more, even just sit outside and read more. So Sundays, I got 208 notifications, which blows my mind, honestly, because honestly, there's other days where I can't believe how many notifications I am getting, because that just makes no sense to me. Or how do I get all these notifications? The one idea I really liked in Haley Pham, I will leave her book video below. I really loved that what she did was that she had one of her friends who had never read a book before read as many pages as she had to read. And so I really liked that. She did not always get to as many pages as she was supposed to, and I admit there are definitely going to be some days where I probably won't. But I wanted to do this as a way to encourage myself to hopefully get there and just read more. Right now we are trying to finish this book, The Things We Left from the Light, by Lucy Score, and it's the next one in the chapter of the series for Knock 'Em Out. And so I am trying to finish this one. I do feel like her books I really like them, but I also feel like they're so big, and she has one more book in this series, and I already have it to read afterwards. But I do not feel like I will finish this book and get to 200 pages. I'm going to try to keep track on my phone, but I do feel like I am going to finish this, and then I'm going to need to start the next book. But I love that because then I can take this book back to the library. Probably not today, obviously, but that will be one thing checked off. And I also got some new books at a bookstore that I really like that has a whole used book section called Little Gibbons and Little Dickens, and I really like it. It has everything you could ever imagine, and I got a bunch of good used books there that had been on my list of books to read, and I know that when I finish this series, I need some mystery books and just books that are not smut books. So we are going to start on this and see how many pages we can get through. Good morning. Hope you guys are doing well. So yesterday I tried to finish yesterday I tried to get 208 pages read, but I only read 36 pages, but I also had to go work, so I was not going to get as much done. I kind of knew that though, that I wasn't going to get as much done, but I'm just happy that I got anything done. Plus, by the time I got home last night, it was 8 o'clock, and I'm not a night person, so I usually just kind of tend to like get ready for bed. And so I'm sure all you morning people out there can relate. But today I need to read 170 pages. And so we're going to first finish this book because I actually need to turn this book in a few days. It's April 3rd is when it's due. And so, but I'm almost done. So I want to finish this book and then we'll start the third book of this chapter of this like series. And I've enjoyed reading this series, but I'm also so ready for it to be done. I mostly wanted to read the third book because in the third book, it talked about my favorite character. And that was really the one reason why I was like, I'm going to stick with it. Because my favorite character is, if you guys have read the books or have any idea of the books, their main character is a small town librarian. And I love the librarian is by far, I think, my favorite character besides another character who you learn about in the very first book. So I don't want to do like too many spoilers or anything like that, but I definitely struggle with doing that. So let's get to reading. I honestly just want to sit outside, so I think we're going to do that, and I will keep you guys updated. Good morning. Hope you guys are doing well. It is Tuesday, and I wanted to go over how Monday went. I was supposed to read 170 pages for the 170 notifications I got, and I actually got pretty close. I got to 162 because I also like to read before I go to bed, and so I got very close. So I'm actually very impressed. I've already started on my new book, and so I'm quite impressed at how far I got because of the fact that it's very close. Today, I have to read 193, which I gotta say, I do have to work today, and I kind of never know like what time I'm gonna get home, and so I'm not quite sure if I'm gonna hit my goal today. I did not hit my goal yesterday, but I do feel like I did pretty good considering I got like almost there. I am going to try to go ahead and start reading. I usually try to leave around like 1 or so, like sometime after lunch, so that I can get a good amount of stuff done. And then, I also have to help cook, and I like to do all that. So I also am noticing where a lot of my notifications are coming from based on doing this, and it's helping me to kind of figure out what to start turning off on my phone. So I do like this, but overall the goal of this video is really just to try to read more instead of being on like the TV or YouTube, because I get caught up in watching YouTube videos sometimes, and I just, I enjoy it, but I also am like, we gotta stop sometimes. So 193 today. Tomorrow I need to take the library book to the library. I've already been getting notified that it needs to be turned in, but I am going to go ahead and start reading, and we will see how I do. I have read 71 pages. I am loving it so far. I particularly really love this quote on page 149 where Sloane, the main character, it's like set back when she's a teenager, and she brought a Shania Twain CD, and the love interest is not interested, or like doesn't get why like Shania Twain's cool, and she's like, I love this quote where it says, "What's the matter? Aren't you man enough to listen to girl country?" I just love. I was like, yes, absolutely. And then she even later says, Shania Twain is a beautiful badass. Wanna listen? um, but after like continuing to read this, gave like the other two books 5 stars. But after continuing to read this, I decided to go back and change them to 4 stars because I just know that this one's gonna be my favorite of them all, and this one's gonna get the 5 stars. If I could, I probably would end up giving it 6 stars because right now I am feeling like it's got that like Taylor Swift, boyfriend next door vibes, but something went wrong, and so they have this like hatred for each other, but really they love each other, and it's like just makes me think of that song "You Belong with Me" and the music video, and like I know all the Taylor Swift people out there know that music video, but I love it. So I took a break to eat because I just did not want to like get the book messy. And I also am thinking I will probably head to work soon because I have a lot to do. I need to go to the library tomorrow, and I walk there, so it takes me like 30 minutes or more. And so I am trying to like kind of time my time based on like, I know I probably won't have time tomorrow to go to work and work on stuff, and so I want to like kind of get to work on the earlier side so that I can still get like hopefully everything I need done. Otherwise, I will just go on Thursday as well. So I don't know that I will get all the pages read today, but I know that when I come home, I'm totally going to read some more. But I'm not going to take it to work because I have too much to do. And I also feel like so far, the books I've read of Lucy Score's, they definitely have that smut in them. Which my boyfriend likes to just tell me that I'm reading porn, but I don't know that that's the case. I definitely I'm already thinking I want to look into her other books because I really have been having a lot of fun reading them, but I am going to take a break after this book and just read like some sort of murder mystery book because I'm like, we need to just take a break from the romance. Good morning. Hope you guys are doing well. It is now Wednesday. I got 101 pages read yesterday. I really only read before work and after work. I usually get home around like 7 something from work, and I try to go like sometime after lunch, sometimes earlier. It really just depends. And so I definitely did not meet the goal for the day because the goal was to get the goal was to reach 193 pages. But I mean, I still reached the 100, so I am still like impressed. I'm just glad that I've been kind of like not watching TV and kind of like taking a break from that. I actually do need to go to the library today and drop off a book that I have due tomorrow, and I am happy that I'll get to do that and just get that out of my you know check that off to my to-do list. I got like a notification a few days ago about it, so I am definitely ready to just get it checked off. Today I need to read 242 pages, and I am going to try to get that done. I actually, once I go to the library and have that done, it usually takes me about 30 minutes to go there and back. It really depends. I have actually found like a little trail that I can walk through, and it gets me like faster to the library rather than having to go the longer way. So I do like that. And it is a very cloudy day, so I feel like it's the perfect weather to read. I will say sometimes, like on these type of days, I do want to just like watch TV, and so I'm gonna like aim to read because it's getting really good, and I am like getting like, I feel like sometimes you read a book and you get so like, it's like you feel angry, because you're just so like, I don't know how to describe it, but like, I mean, I know my book readers out there know, like, when you are getting into a book and you like just, that like something needs to happen, or like you want something to happen and it's not happening. It's like, come on. But I am a little afraid of trying to get to 242. I don't know if I'll be able to get there. I honestly am just gonna like drop the book off and then come back home because I really just don't have a lot of plans for what I need to do. Otherwise, I also got 4 used books at a bookstore recently. And so I kind of like know in my head that like we do not need to check out a book at the library. And so I think that's the other thing, is I do not want to check out books because I just don't like, I'm not going to read it anytime soon anyway. So I like at some point will need to go and print some stuff off, but I don't think I'm going to do it today. I think that I will probably wait and do it next week. But I wanted to give the update. I will see you guys later. Bye. Good morning. Hope you guys are doing well. I got to 132 last night, and I needed to do 242. So obviously we did not meet that, but I am more than halfway through the book. So I think we definitely had some success. I returned my book to the library yesterday, which takes me, like I said yesterday, around like 30 minutes or more. Sometimes like an hour. It really just depends. And so I think we definitely had success. And I did get to a point where I just needed to take a break from reading and just put on some TV to take a break from reading. And then I like to read for like an hour and a half or 2 hours before I go to bed. So now it is Thursday, and we need to read 245 pages. So my goal is to hopefully finish this book, and then we will start a new book. If not today, then we will start it tomorrow. But I have a lot of like small books that could get started, so I'm definitely down to get those started. I didn't even want to put it down last night, but I knew I should go to sleep, and so I made myself stop. But oh my goodness, it is so good. So good. I think that this one is my favorite out of all 3 in the series. I feel like normally the first one is everybody's favorite in a series, but I think this one is my favorite. And so I'm loving this, and I can't get the song stuck out of my hand of Shania Twain's Man, I Feel Like a Woman, thanks to this book, because there are multiple times in the book where she is blasting Shania Twain, the character, and I'm just, So, I think my doorbell just rang, but we are not going to answer it. I am just going to get reading. Good morning. Hope you guys are doing well. I am just drinking my tea and wanted to go over how far I got yesterday. I got to 132 pages, which I think is pretty well. It is definitely nowhere near where I was supposed to get. I was supposed to get to 242 pages, which we did not meet our goal yesterday. But at the same time, I feel like I am doing pretty well because you can see that I am more than halfway through the book. So I am honestly loving it right now. I didn't even want to put it down last night. I so badly, I did not want to put it down, but I knew I should go to sleep. And I know so many people out there are very good at the whole, like, staying up and continuing to read, and I am not. I need to go to sleep. And so, man, I just was very bummed. But once again, like, most of the notifications are from the same thing. I already turned it off because I'm, like, irritated, and that's where most of my notifications are coming from. So, hopefully, that'll be different if we do a different video, if you guys end up liking this. So, today I'm supposed to get to 245 pages, and I am honestly just gonna have like a laundry day and take it slow today. I ended up walking 3 miles yesterday, and so I think that it'll be a good day to just kind of like chill inside and like, maybe get outside and sit outside, but otherwise it'll be a good day to just mostly just read. So we will see if I can like maybe complete this book and also see if we can start a new book. I would love to like be able to start a new book as well as finish this one. So, but yeah, I am loving this book. I actually I feel like most books you don't like the don't mind me. I feel like most books you do not like the, second and third one, like the first one, the best. I'm loving the third one. The third one is my favorite. That is like, this one is my favorite so far. I just can't get enough of it. So we will see if that continues to be the way. Good morning. Hope you guys are doing well. It is now Friday. I got 134 pages read, and I was supposed to read 245 pages. So definitely did not meet my goal yesterday, but I feel like 245 pages was a lot to try to get done. I don't know. I'm not a fast reader like I used to be when I was a kid. I feel like I read like pretty much all day, and then I did take a short break just to kind of try to watch some TV, and then after that it was go back to eating dinner, and then I went to sleep, like went and lay down to read. So after that, today we are going to try to read anyways. It is Friday and I'm going to try to read 259 pages. I do have to go to something tonight, so I don't know that I will get 259 pages done. Plus, I don't know that I will end up reading when I get home, because it just really depends on the timing of when I get home. But we are going to finish this book. That is my goal for today, is to finish this book, because I do not have much left at all. I honestly would have been fine I so badly wanted to finish it last night, but I also knew I really wanted to just go to sleep. I am not someone who can stay up past, I am not a night owl. I wish I was. And I'm thinking we are going to read 5 Survive, and after that we will go ahead, and that should give me a good amount of pages, but then we'll just kind of see where we go. I have a good amount of books. I have some that are just from free little libraries, as well as books that I got from the used section at a bookstore. So we will see. I hear this is supposed to be a really good book. I've heard a lot of good things about it. So we will see how it goes. We're going to aim for as many pages as we possibly can. But honestly, at the end of the day, I am just happy to be getting lots of reading done. And I will see you guys in a little bit. Bye. Good morning. Hope you guys are doing well. Sorry, my throat is not the best this morning. So, we have finished this book, which I loved it. I gave it 5 stars on Goodreads. I absolutely just, I loved it so much. And I read, because I wanted to finish this book so bad, I read pretty much all day yesterday, to the point where finally, once I finished this book, I was very much feeling that vibe of we need to just take a break and watch TV. And I did read some more, and I started 5 Survive by Holly Jackson, and I started that book. And so yesterday I completed 151 pages, and I was supposed to do 259. So I did not get to 259, but I feel like that would have been a huge stretch. And I mean, I guess I could have not watched TV for a little bit. I'm currently watching Sharp Objects on Max. If you guys don't have Max, it's also a book apparently, so I am definitely going to read the book, because I will say the TV show is a little bit intense, and definitely should have some trigger warnings. I'm sure the book does, but it is very much, yeah, it's a little intense. Amy Adams plays in the movie, who I really like her, as well as, I don't know anybody else in the film. I kind of recognize one lady, but I can't figure out how I know her, but it's super intense. And so I can only watch 3 episodes or so before I'm like, okay, I don't want to watch anymore. I need to watch something low key. And so that is where I'm at. The chapters in Holly Jackson's books tend to be super short. So I'm already on chapter 4, and I just started it last night. So I feel like that's, pretty good. I will say, yes, it's bumming that I did not reach any of my like actual like notifications. But at the same time, I read more this week than I have any other week, and so I always read at night before I go to bed, but I have never read so much during the day. And so I am very impressed, and it helped me get this book done faster. I really enjoyed this series, but I do feel like because the books are so thick, it makes it harder to get through sometimes. I'm just not, the older I get, the harder it is to read bigger books. I have to like really push myself to do it, and I think it's just because it just feels like a lot. So I don't know that every like book reader feels that way, but I think just me, like mentally, I just like the smaller books are like easier to get through faster, whereas like the big books take me a few weeks. Maybe not always a few weeks, but I also felt like, I will say the one thing about Lucy Score's books that was that it kind of felt like they dragged on a little bit. And not in like a bad way, but more just like eventually you would get to a point where you wanted to scream at the character or the book and just be so like, just admit that you like the person already. Like, it's because you just wanted it to like go faster and you just knew that like where it was going. Like, but I hope you guys enjoyed this series, and or not this series, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye!